guys, welcome to the video. So today we're going to be talking about how I got into gardening and how I got into doing my own business. So we're going to start with leaving school 24 years ago and being one of these kind of typical guys that didn't want to go to college and just went from job to job. I'd had many a jobs, never really enjoyed any of them. It was just a case of doing something to earn money. That's probably the case for a lot of people. I was the age of 34 years old and I was working in a garden centre over at Homebase. If you're not in the UK, it's a hardware store, like a DIY store, but they have like a garden centre section. I was working in there with a lady called Sue, who was a bit of a plant expert. Anyway, she says, you're here a couple of days a week, what are you doing in your off days? And I said, I really want to get into doing some gardening, but obviously I don't know where to start. And she says, well, this could be your lucky day because my husband, he's a gardener. From that, I started doing a couple of days a week gardening with this chap called Kevin Shuttle, really nice guy. Yeah, I started to get a bit of a feel for it. Now, I was only doing basic stuff like using a leaf blower, picking up weeds and clearing up behind him. He did all the mowing and the kind of heavy stuff. As time went on, he started introducing me to hedge cutters and let me have a go at shaping up shrubs and things like that. And I got a real feel for it and I thought, I like this. Kind of made me want to jump ship and give it a go, but I didn't quite feel I was ready. I needed a bit more experience. I was working at this job with Kevin. Kevin was in the back garden mowing, and there was another gardening firm turned up literally across the road. A company called Garden Force, lovely chap called Simon came over, effectively poached me, but you know, I gloss over that, it's fine, it's the past, everything's cool. Anyway, I went and had a chat to him and I liked the package that he was offering me and I was like, yeah, this is cool, it's Monday to Friday, I get to drive the vans, I get to do a bit of mowing, I get to do a bit of everything, you know. I went and worked with Simon for a year, I think it was about a year anyway, and I decided whilst I was working with Simon, I was like, now's good because I'm getting the experience I need, I'm driving the vans, I'm actually being left to liaise with his customers, you know. And they were lovely, you know, and I almost treated that job as if it was my own business. I pretended it was my business. I was driving around the van and I was doing the job as if it was my own and taking real pride in it, you know. A couple of months into that, the penny dropped and I was like, I really could be doing this for myself. So I gave myself 6 months and I was like, 6 months time from now, I want to be running my own business. And I'd done the timings and the workings out and I thought, we're coming into winter. If I can stay here through winter, it's a safe income, you know, while I'm saving a little bit of money each month and I'm buying machinery and bits I need behind the scenes. I was buying like 1 month a lawnmower, the next month a strimmer, the next month a leaf blower, and every month I was buying a bit of machinery and equipment that I knew I was going to need for this business that I wanted to get into. We got down to the final month and I handed my notice in. By this time, I was like, right, I've got all the machinery, I just need a van and I need some customers. I was putting myself under a bit of pressure because I knew I had 4 weeks to get some clients in so that when I left with Simon that I could go off and do my own thing and have some income just while I build it up, you know. Whew, little did I know that by advertising on Facebook, it wasn't Marketplace then, they used to have like selling pages back in the day, about 6 years ago. But yeah, it used to be selling pages. Marketplace wasn't a thing then. It was brilliant. I picked up so much work. Now I know a lot of people now who are running their own business say they don't really want Facebook customers, but at the time I didn't care. Like I was happy to get work wherever I could. I was, yeah, going along, quoting people, taking jobs on and saying, look, I can't start now, but in 4 weeks time from this date, I will be able to come in and we'll make a start on your gardens for you. They were like, brilliant, fantastic, excellent. So throughout that month I was doing my notice, I was building up a ground. I was building up a client base. I remember it got to my last day. My old boss at the time, Simon, he says, look, I'm really sad you're going, but I understand why you're going because you want to bet yourself. You know, you're working for me, I can only pay you so much. I wish you could stay, but you're going to do better on your own. And he's not wrong, he knew it and I knew it, and that's why I wanted to go down the route of being self-employed and having my own business. It meant the world, so massive thank you to Simon Sadler for that opportunity. And so on the Friday, I finished with Simon and we went for a beer and he just wished me all the best for the future. And then I remember the Monday morning I woke up and I was like, I went outside, I got in the van, it was all loaded up with the tools and everything, and reality hit me that I was going to work for my customers and not his. Like, it was so weird. Just that Friday you're working for a company and someone else, Monday morning, oh, I've got my own business. This is a bit strange. It's all on me now. It's down to me to turn up, be presentable, put a good effort in, you know. But it was good. And I did that in a 6-month window. From 6 months ago, I decided I wanted to start my own business, got all my tools in place. I spent a month, 5 weeks building up some clients, got the van luckily through Simon. I had plans to go and buy another one anyway. But the one Simon obviously offered me was cheaper and better. That's the story of how I went from nothing to starting my own business. And from there, it hasn't really slowed down, you know, from the get-go. From that first day that I started, the first week, I pretty much had 5 days a week. You know, I had enough work booked in, and luckily the work that I was doing was mainly weekly and every other week. So I knew I had enough coming in. You know, there was 1 week where I had 5 days, and then the second week I had 3.5 days. But I wasn't worried because I knew that I was going to fill those gaps very, very quickly. And I know a lot of people that run lawn care businesses and, you know, tree surgeons and stuff like that. So I knew that I was going to fill those gaps fairly quick. And I knew if I did a good job for the customers that I already had, that word of mouth and, you know, I would be okay. I've never looked back. And one of the best things I ever did was going to Homebase, meeting Sue, meeting Kevin, then meeting Simon. And, you know, if I had never done that, if I'd never gone to Homebase and I'd stuck in my warehouse job, I wouldn't be here today running a successful garden maintenance business. I wouldn't have, you know, I know I've had my issues with staff recently, but I wouldn't be in this position where I've even got somebody working with me. You know, I wouldn't have what I've got if I didn't work. I wouldn't have a house. I wouldn't have a nice car on a drive. I wouldn't have the things I've got without putting in some serious hard work and effort. And I can look back at everything and give myself a bit of a pat on the back because I've done really well. Like, I've done way better than I ever thought I could possibly dream of. And I know when I started this business, there were 1 or 2 people in my life, I won't mention names, ex-wife, ex-mother-in-law, people like that, they all doubted me. Oh, I didn't think you had it in you. Look at me now. I've recently, in the last 10 months, been doing this YouTube channel and making content and having a really, really awesome time. Doing the YouTube has made me fall in love more with gardening than I was just doing the job, you know. And the best thing about gardening and doing YouTube as a platform like this is I get to help other people. And I didn't realise it. I was doing YouTube for a bit of fun, and it is a bit of fun. But the amount of people that I have message me on Instagram and say, Pete, you're making good videos, we really enjoy watching them, you inspire us, you've helped us. There's been many people message me with really kind messages and nice words, and they're saying, like, thank you for what you're doing because it's really helping me. There's one message, and this one stands out from all the rest. I've had a few, as I say, people saying, thanks, I'm going to quit my job, I'm going to set up my own business, I'm inspired by what you do. But there was one message that really, it left a lump in my throat, and it actually got me welling up a little bit, because there was one chap who was working a job for a long time. He was getting bullied in his job and he wasn't happy, and he said, do you know what, Pete, I was drinking heavy, I was doing drugs, and I was on the brink of quitting my job and, you know, taking my own life because I didn't see any way out. And he said there was one day, I don't know what it is, but he said something made me go on YouTube, and I was stumbling through some videos, and he said yours popped up, The Tattoo Gardener. And he said I was watching your videos, and he said I felt uplifted by what you talk about and what you do, and your personality, your persona, the way you come across as really confident and bubbly, and just a really nice, down to earth, lovely guy. The chap was going to take his own life, and having watched my videos, he said, you prevented me from taking my own life. And he said, I sat down, I came away from the drink, I came off the drugs, and I thought about my life and what I wanted to do with it. And he said, thanks to you, Pete, you've given me a new lease of life. Like now I feel like I have something that I can work for and that I can do. And I told him this story about how I started and everything, and he was like, you've really inspired me. So what he done is he went and found himself a job that he enjoyed doing. He quit the job that he hated and he was getting bullied in. He just quit it. He said, I quit it with nothing else to go to. But I did that because it dropped all that negativity that he had lingering over his head. And from that, he went and found a little part-time job that he was happy with, earning a bit of money. And then he's keeping in touch with me, bless him, as well. And he said 4 months later, he's in a position where he's saved up some money and he's now bought himself a little van, he's bought himself a mower, and he started doing 1 or 2 jobs on his own. And he said, yes, I'm just starting, but he said, I'm really enjoying it. He said, I found a level of happiness that I didn't know existed, and it is thanks to you, Pete. So that message meant so much to me as a person, because, you know, I always from the outset said, if one person, even one person, takes time to watch a video or subscribe or leave a comment or can take anything away from what I make and what I say on here, then the whole process has been worth it. The whole setting up the tripod camera, different camera angles at work, you know, all of that stuff, and doing the editing and everything has been worth it if I can help just one person. And the amount of overwhelming comments I've had from people being so kind and so thankful. And as a YouTuber and content creator, I'm just saying I massively appreciate that from the bottom of my heart, because without you guys, without the people taking the time to view, without the people watching the videos, without the people subscribing, the channel wouldn't grow. So it's thanks to you. You inspire me, and apparently I inspire you too. So I never believed in all the years, because I've seen a lot of negative stuff on social media, a lot of people hating on each other and stuff, and I don't get it. I don't understand the hate, the jealousy, the people hating each other and slagging each other off. I don't understand. We're all in here to have a good time, and I think that's what it should be about. Have a good time, be positive, share your experiences and your stories, and try and help other people, because if you help other people, that makes you a better human being. It's not just about running your own business, whether it's a window cleaner, car valeter, or even a gardener. It doesn't matter. If you're on here and you're being a good person, you're helping someone, then you're doing a good thing. The world's got its issues and problems at the moment, and if everyone can come together, you know, a smile goes a long way to help someone's day, you know. Listen, if you can take anything away from what I've said about how I started, and, you know, if you're in a job that you hate and you want to get out of it and you want to get into gardening or window cleaning or set up your own business and be self-employed, escape the Monday to Friday rat race. If you feel like you're stuck in a rut and you don't know where to turn, it's not the end of the world. There is a better life out there. You just have to go and find what's good for you. If you've got a dream, if you've got a goal, go for it. Don't let anybody say you can't, because there will always be people that say it's a bad idea and it's not going to work, you're better off sticking to what you're doing. Don't listen to those people, because they're just trying to crush your dreams. Just because they haven't got the balls to give something a try, it doesn't mean you have to listen to them. If you don't take risks in life, then you're never going to move anywhere. You're never going to move forward. You ain't going to progress. Sometimes by being brave and bold and giving something a go, that is the only way to find out. I've really enjoyed making this video, actually. It's been slightly different to, say, my action videos. If you can take anything away from it, then really, really awesome. But if you're new here and you haven't been on the channel before, I've got a whole load of action videos. Go and have a look at them. If you could be so kind as to smash that subscribe button, it would help us out massively. It does help the channel grow, and without you, as I say, we're nothing. So we appreciate the support, guys. So thank you for watching. If you've got any comments, get them in below. I'll reply to everyone. You know me, I always take the time to reply to every single person that leaves a comment on the video. So anyway, have a good evening, have a good weekend, and I will see you guys next week. I will have some more action videos. I will have some more talky videos like this as well, but probably from in the van. I've got new clothing coming as well. So yeah, looking forward to showing you guys that. So yeah, anyway, wrapping it up. I'll see you guys soon. You're all amazing human beings. Never forget that. And if you've got dreams, go for it. Just don't let anyone say you can't. Take care. See you on the next one. Peace out.